I'm Losat Leniado. I was born in Cairo, Egypt, to an Egyptian Jewish family. We left Egypt in the 1960s and came to America through Paris. I'm a reporter for the Wall Street Journal in New York, but my major passion has been the books that I've worked on about my family, about Egypt. I was only 6 or 6.5 when we left Egypt. And what's been extraordinary, I think, to people, and I guess to me, is how much I remember. It's almost as if the most important years for me were then. I grew up on Ramses Street, which we like to call Malakanazli. No matter how Americanized I've gotten, no matter how well I've done, or there's always a sense of loss, and always the fear, always a sense of fear that I'm going to lose it all again. In Alexandria, where we went to wait for the ship, the boat that would take us out of Egypt, I remember at the harbor there were lots of people leaving, and there was a woman who was carrying in a carrier a cat with her, and I remember asking my parents, well, why didn't we take Puss Puss? Why didn't we take our cat? And my poor parents were so bewildered. In any event, I don't think they could deal with my emotions, except for years and years thereafter. I would have nightmares about having abandoned my cat. It's almost like Puss Puss became the symbol of leaving Egypt. My father, who had been, fairly prosperous, doing well in Egypt. He was a businessman. He was on his own, independent. In America, he couldn't find himself. Unable to think of what to do, he became a tie salesman. But he would every morning take this big brown box and fill it with these really beautiful ties and carry the box under his arm. And he would stop someone who looked like a prospective customer on the streets or the subways of New York, and he would try to sell them a tie. And how do I know? Because he sometimes took me with him, which was a big treat for me. I also registered the fact that my father came to stay home a lot, and he would sit in his chair increasingly, and he would either pray, because we had taken from Egypt in those suitcases of ours like dozens of prayer books, Hebrew prayer books. I remember when I went back the first time, I was quite anxious. It had been 40 years, when they said, what did I want to see now that I was back? Should they take me to the pyramids or this and that? I said, no, I don't want to go to the pyramids. I want to go to Malakanazli Street. So strange. I felt amazingly calm in Cairo. It's like a calm descended on me. And I was just, it wasn't only being home. I was Zen-like. I felt my parents were all around me, especially my father. From Milan to Cairo, he was with me.